Do you see here? Hi, guys and gals. Well, oh, Walker's itch. Second tag now. It'll be Dave's tag. So Dave Nicholson's tag from June 24th. So there's 7 questions. And I'm just noticing that some of the questions that have been around, with tags, there's just sometimes so many questions, and usually a lot of them eventually come back after a while. So let me see. Question 1. What is your biggest fear? And if it came true, how would you handle it? I don't usually talk about my fears. I don't like to talk about these things. Talk about your fears sometimes is a handle. But anyway, having said that, biggest fear. I guess it would be losing family members. And how would I handle it? Probably not very well. I grieve a lot. Yeah, okay. Question 2. Well, back to question 1 for a second, though. Depending on who it was, I knew I would take on myself, and I would try to be the rock for my family, still by grieving. Yeah, okay. Question 2. What do you consider the best day of your life? That came a few times. There's a few that I can't separate. By me meeting Mrs. DC. It would be the birth of your children, things like that. These are really best days of life, and I mean you can't put them in different levels, things like that. Great moments. Yeah. Question 3. Do you have any bad habits that you want to get rid of? Bad habit I want to get rid of. Let me see. I did have a bad habit, which I pretty much got rid of, was trying to think of a reply when somebody was talking. So in other words, I wasn't listening correctly. I was hearing, but not always listening. I've improved a lot on that one, but it took a while, So, still working on it sometimes. Let's say that one. Okay. Question 4. Do you easily give in to pressure? Not really, but I will evaluate if it's worth the effort. I mean, there are things that it's just so dumb or stupid, and some people say, I never gave in. No, I mean, sometimes it's just like, it's just not worth it. Yeah. But giving in the pressure, I mean, if you've worked in places like where I've worked and so on before and over years, there's enormous amounts of pressure. And if you give in, you're going to be in trouble. I mean, in the sense is it'll be your health and so on. And then there's other times where you just say, well, there's a rather rude term in French, which I won't say, but really actually means kind of let it go, but in another way, which kind of like says like, that's what you want, okay, that's what you'll get. And sometimes then the pressure just goes away, deflates, and it's moved on to somewhere else. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Question 5. Do you easily lose your temper? Yes and no. Now, I think that is almost partly related to the question before, giving in the pressure. Now, if you're working in a high-pressure working area, one of the important things is not to lose your temper. To maintain your cool as much as you can. Maintain your cool as much as you can. But, and that's why I say yes and no, sometimes, there has to be a release. And sadly, that often happens when you go home. And there was a period when I was under extreme amounts of pressure. I would lose my temper more often at home. because that was where I probably was a top dog, so to say. So to say, I did say. And yeah, something like that. I think those of you, I mean, I'm certain some of you can relate with that. Okay. Question 6. Do you consider yourself impulsive? I used to be a lot more impulsive than I am now, actually. I would say I'm kind of like a mixture of both. I really like to plan things because I like the planning part of, let's say, a trip or something like that. And yet, if I'm meeting up people, it might be impulsive, like, hey, let's go for a drink, or let's have a meal, or stuff like that. And I've kind of tempered that a bit as well, because often by being impulsive, especially with people, you might not always think things through when you end up, like ending up with people you don't really want to be with. Things like that. Or anyway, there's different ways of being impulsive. I can tend to be impulsive if I see something I really want, and I might buy it or something like that. Although, I mean, it depends on the price range. Yeah. Okay. Question 7, and then the last question. What makes a relationship endure and last forever? Communication, trust, essentially, and those things, I mean, will help a lot. I mean, we're not talking here about a lover's relationship. We're talking about a relationship. It could be a friendship relationship or something, even a business relationship. Communication and trust. I mean, because, with communication, if things aren't going the way they should be, you'll tell it. And trust is that the person knows you're truthful, So I guess those two. Yeah. Okay, that's it. DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Dave, for another good set of questions. Take care. Bye-bye.